Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiimoh, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I tried to bake a lemon blueberry muffin and I failed. I think I failed. So this is it. I was trying to even peel off the wrap and it was just so difficult to do so. And I followed the recipe I found here on YouTube, and I think I made some mistakes along the way. So this is a loaf I also baked using the recipe, and the cupcakes as well, or the muffins, I beg your pardon. So I'll just be taking you through the process basically, and I will explain what I think happened. So these are my blueberries. They're not frozen, they're fresh blueberries. I also have a lemon here. I have my vanilla cream flavor. I also have my flour that has baking soda and salt in it, or baking powder and salt. I would have to check. I have my yogurt here. Okay, see, it's a bit frozen, so it is without sugar. It is plain yogurt, it doesn't have sugar, as you can see. And also I have my granulated sugar here. Next up, I have my full cream milk. I have vegetable oil, and I also have my eggs, which I whisked. Okay, so I'm just going to go right ahead and show you how I went about the baking. So the first thing I did was to put all my wet ingredients together. That was what we were instructed, or what the recipe called for. So you put all your wet ingredients together, put the dry ones together, and then go ahead to mix them both. So I'm adding my sugar now, and are you surprised to know that sugar is a wet ingredient? No, you shouldn't be. Okay, the first time I stumbled on this information, I was really surprised, but then I do not follow it all the time. Okay, so sometimes sugar is a wet ingredient to me, other times it is dry to me. Okay, so right now I'm adding my vegetable oil into the mix. Remember, we are putting all our wet ingredients together, and then we're going to mix them all together. So this is my yogurt, and as you can see, it is frozen. So I'm just going to add the required quantity to the mix. So at this point, I'm just going to give it a quick mix. Okay, I'm going to mix it all together, and I remember that I had not added my flavor, so I'm adding my flavor right now, and I'm also going to be adding my lemon zest. I was following what the recipe stated, or what the baker did, because I think it calls for juice, but she didn't want that tangy sour taste, so she used the zest. So I also did that, tried to grate it, but obviously that was hard for me to do, so I just went off camera, did the grating of my lemon zest, and then I added it to the wet ingredients. So I'm just going to mix everything together in this little bowl. Obviously it didn't work, it wasn't going to work, so I'm just going to mix all of them. I turned them into a bigger bowl, got a whisk, and now I'm doing a proper mixing. The next thing for me to do now is to add my dry ingredients to the wet. And then I think on the person's page, the baker's page, I saw someone asking, if not on this page, I think somewhere else, why adding the dry to the wet? I don't know if there's a difference between adding dry to wet or wet to dry, but I think working with what the recipe states is always good. So when you're baking, just stick to the recipe. All right, so I'm mixing, and it was at this point I think I began to realize that something was off, because the batter looks runny. Obviously it's runny and it's not supposed to be. So this is it. You can see the lemon zest, and I was trying to figure out what went wrong or what had happened, because from what I saw from the video I saw, it wasn't supposed to be this runny. It was supposed to be a kind of thick batter. So I've added my blueberry and I'm folding in. Okay, so I'm folding in. So while I'm doing that, very soon I'll be sharing what I think went wrong. So I'm done basically with the mixing, and I'm just going to scoop them into my cupcake pans. using the liners I just showed you. I like them because they absorb the oil when you bake. I think that's the best way I can put it. So I'm just putting it into the pan. So this is what happened. The recipe called, it was a little recipe that would make up to 8 muffins, and I was like, why would I just do 8 muffins? I have people and then that would eat these muffins, my husband, my kids, staff as well, and I wouldn't want to just turn on my big oven just to bake 8 muffins. So I decided to double the recipe after I had baked the first set, and I think I must have made a mistake in the measurements. That is what I think would have happened, number one. And then number two, I also suspect that the frozen yogurts I used was also an issue. So you know, when you're baking, you should have your ingredients at room temperature. It is best to have them at room temperature for best results, okay? So I think this is where I made a mistake, and I think this is what went wrong and obviously affected my my muffins. So my kids are back from school, and this is my second daughter trying to help me fill the liner, and then also my first daughter also wanted to help me, so she'll be doing the next one, as you will be seeing shortly. Okay, so she's filling her own pan, and they're really excited to bake, and I was also excited, looking forward to a great result after the baking, but obviously it didn't turn out to be so. So some minutes later, I can't really remember how long now, but it's okay. It took a while. Let's say close to an hour. So they're well baked. I wanted them to brown a bit, so they're brown, well baked. But it was at this point I was like, okay, something is really, really wrong here. So this is it. But I observed that it was dense. It looked dense, and it didn't look like what you have in the pictures I see or I saw online. So I'm going to insert a picture so you see what it's supposed to look like. Actually, it's supposed to have a domed top that is cracked, I think, because most of the pictures I see look that way, but mine looks different, and it was dense and also sticking to the liner. So I concluded that this recipe didn't work, this baking batch didn't work, and I didn't want to share this video, but I thought to share so that you can learn some lessons from it, just as I did. And I'm going to be trying it again in future. Hopefully it turns out well and it comes out fine. Hope you learned from this video and hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you've watched up to this point, drop in some hearts in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and if you have any questions you can ask me. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.